As people, we're all aware that we live amongst personalities that differ from our own. And clearly, sisters, this is no exception for us as women. It's actually said that there are 6 different types of personality types. So join me, stay to the end, so you can actually decipher which one of these personality types you fall into. Alright, so if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, click like, and actually hit the notification bell so you can actually see every time I upload. So this video that's actually talking about the 6 personality types that we as women have is actually going to be a part of a 7-part series. I don't want to make this one video too long, but at the same time, I want to do an individual video for each one of these female personalities so we can actually delve in, give more insight, and make sure that you actually are learning and get to see which one of these do you actually fall into. So let's jump right in. One that you women may have heard of. Well, we actually always hear about the alpha male, but we don't often hear about the alpha female, and she exists. Okay, so some of the traits, characteristics that this alpha female actually possesses, for sure, number 1, you know it's there, she is confident. This is a woman that knows her strengths, and not only that, she actually knows how to utilize them to her advantage to get what she wants out of life. She's also very self-assured. She knows her value. You cannot tell an alpha woman anything about herself. She has to be the one to inform you. This is a true boss lady, okay? She is very powerful, and most often than not, alpha females are ones that you will see in leadership roles and leadership positions throughout life. Often entrepreneurs, because they would like to be their own boss. You cannot tell an alpha female too much. Okay, so that's the alpha female. We're gonna go right into the beta female, and this is one that you don't often hear about. So one thing with the beta female is that she's often kind of unreactive. Okay, this is a woman that would seem to be a little bit more submissive, and she often will maneuver in a way, she's always going to kind of avoid conflict. She does not want to be the center of attention. Okay, the beta female often comes off as being somewhat anxious. So that's something that people can often pick up and sense from her. But even on top of that, she's actually very friendly, and her friendly nature is one that actually helps her bond and connect and actually form some really good relationships in life. So it's not a negative to, be unreactive and anxious. They kind of sound like downers, but in everything there is space and room for every aspect of our being. We just need to know at what points do we utilize which aspect, okay? Along with that, the beta female is often very eager to help. She loves to assist. These are things that actually bring her a lot of joy. Any of these sound like you guys so far? Maybe, maybe not. There's more to go. Now we're going to get into the gamma female personality type. Now this is a woman that is independent, very independent, self-sufficient. She has the knowledge and the skill set to acquire her own. Although she may not necessarily want to have to do all the work to get things herself, she's very savvy. This woman knows how to care for self. Okay, this is another woman that is very organized. So she loves to live very comfortable in life and likes to make sure that things are easy. She likes to have things a certain way, and in order to accomplish that, she usually will ensure that every aspect of life is very organized, well thought out, and well planned. This will bring her a sense of calm and understanding that, okay, things are on track. Again, trackable. Gamma female. Driven and also very confident. And this is a trait that we actually see in the alpha female. So oftentimes people say, well, I don't know if I'm alpha, I don't know if I'm gamma. Don't worry, we'll go through all the traits in each one of these female personalities, and you'll get a better sense as to where do you fall. Okay? Next one we're actually going to get into, ladies, is the Omega female personality type. Now, this woman is one that people would most often find to be relatively introverted. You're not going to see her necessarily at the parties. She's very within self, keeps to herself. You're not going to necessarily, if she's in a room, you may not know that she is there only because she's not commanding a ton of attention. This is not her trait. This is not how she conducts herself. She usually will like to kind of be off in the background and assess. Okay, this is a female that is also often seen as being somewhat overly sensitive. And so this is just someone that has a tender heart. But at the same time, even though the Omega female is seen as being overly sensitive, she has a way of actually hiding that and suppressing feelings. So you may be around an Omega female, and not realize that she's actually feeling certain emotions in that moment because she's actually very good at masking it. This is a woman that can leave her issues at home, go to work, step inside, and no one has a clue what's going on. So this is actually a good skill set to understand that, life must go on. There is a time to deal with certain things, but life doesn't stop. So this is actually, I find this to be a really good trait, the ability to mask or push your emotions to the side, not to ignore them or to avoid them, but knowing that there's a time and a place, and if you got to get things done, you need to have that almost control, right, over your emotions. Now, with the Omega female, this is a woman that is actually very intelligent too, and gravitates also towards intelligence. Along with this, the Omega female is one that is a hopeless romantic. Okay, you will often find her, reading romance novels, watching romance movies, even fantasizing about romance. And although this female is introverted and you may not necessarily see her act upon romance in certain situations, this is something that's really important to her. And you will see, if you get to know her and she opens up to you, she's very much a hopeless romantic. All right? We're going to keep this moving. So after that, we're actually going to talk about the Delta female. The Delta female is one that is often seen as being a little bit more shy. Okay, a bit more of a homebody, not so much the partier, and a very realistic individual. So the Delta female, being as realistic as she is, this is one that will kind of differ from the Omega female when it comes to kind of fantasizing about things in life. This is not the woman. Very realistic. Facts kind of drive the way in which she conducts herself. You're not going to see her getting lost in thought at times, fantasizing about, the woulda, coulda, shouldas, or what life could be like in the event. This is a woman that is often very methodical and just keeps things real as day, an analytical person in very many ways. Self-conscious, believe it or not. This woman is often very self-conscious, but also in ways that you being around her, you probably wouldn't pick up on it. And her being self-conscious is something that actually helps her at times as a realistic person, because it kind of brings her back to the forefront of, okay, what's going on? Am I ensuring that I'm well put together, that I've got my affairs in order, in those types of ways. And even if they are self-conscious about different aspects of their being or aesthetically speaking, it's not often something that others around is going to be able to pick up on, but something that the Delta female kind of internalizes and feels on her own and tries to navigate through without people having knowledge of this. Again, this female is actually a highly effective communicator. She knows how to express herself and make her point heard, although she is often seen as and can be far more of a shy woman. When it's necessary and she needs to get that point across and needs to be heard, you will hear from this female. No doubt about it. Okay, and so the last one we're actually going to delve into is the Sigma female personality. Now, this is a female type that is often seen as gets emotionally attached, sometimes quickly, sometimes not, but this is one of the personality traits that really does get emotionally attached to people that they gravitate to, emotionally attached to projects that they're working on, tasks that they take upon themselves. Often can get very emotionally attached. And this is a personality type that for instance, if someone were to do a Sigma female personality wrong, and this was someone that they genuinely cared about, it's gonna take them a little while to kind of shift that attachment that they've had with that person, and kind of remove toxic people or toxic situations out of their life. It takes them a little longer to get to that point because of the emotional attachment they have toward a situation or a person. Okay, along with this female can actually come off as being relatively intimidating, and this is something that you'll kind of see with the alpha female personality type. However, you really do see it in the Sigma female. She demands attention when she enters a room, very confident and self-assured as well. This is a female that doesn't have to do much to captivate the attention of those around her. So very powerful, but very subtle and almost strategic with the way that she commands attention. Very interesting how a Sigma female maneuvers in her day-to-day. This woman is loyal. Very, very, very loyal. So if you have a Sigma female in your life, understand, care for her, be kind to her, because when you need her most, she will be there and do the best that she can to be of assistance and to help you. Okay. One more thing that I'm going to mention about the Sigma female is that she often comes off as being somewhat elusive. And this is something that works to and against her benefit. So oftentimes when the Sigma female, is coming off somewhat elusive, one, it can actually intrigue people because she can be a little bit mysterious, and that can also, bring a lot of attention her way. But on top of it, the Sigma female, that mysterious aspect of her of being very elusive, some will also be warded off because they don't know what to make of her. They don't know if they can trust her. She's too unreadable. Okay, so those were actually the 6 female personality types that I wanted to get into. Again, we'll just recap. There was the alpha, beta, we've got the gamma female personality type, omega, we've got the delta female personality type, and the sigma. So, really, we know that there are these different personality types. We can start to assess and see, which one do you actually feel like you gravitate towards? Which one seems to speak to you the most? And again, it is actually known that you may fall into or actually reflect traits from more than one personality type. Often women will actually be reflective of 1 or 2. So, let me know in the comments down below. Have you found yourself in any of these personality types? Do you believe this is even a thing? Do you see yourself in more than one? Let me know, and also stay tuned because I'm going to be doing a video. This is a series for each one of these types where I can get more in depth, give you more insight so you can really make an informed decision, so to speak, if who you are, where do you fall? Because also when I go in depth, I'm going to be discussing, the ways in which people actually respond to this personality type as well. So stay with me, stay tuned. It's going to be a really exciting journey. And ladies, let's just figure out which female personality type do we fall under.